Imagine a world where your financial freedom was just as important as your freedom of speech, your right to free and fair elections, even the right to put what you want in your own body. Imagine a world where your transactions, your finance wasn't regulated by some large group of banks or some large government that owned all of your information and told you what you could and could not do with your own money. Well, this is a world that I want to be a part of. And my mission now for the next 10 years is going to be giving financial freedom back to the people. Now, many of you know that I worked in the banking industry for over 15 years. I was a banker, I was a broker here in London, and I was part of what we call centralized finance. This means that every single transaction in your life, which basically means every minute of your life, is all gone through some type of a middleman. A bank, a brokerage firm, an insurance company, a government, and it's all somehow regulated and taxed and charged fees on. It's also watched, and that means you don't have privacy to even some of that most basic information. And I would argue that your spending habits are even more revealing than your browsing habits. And up until now, you haven't had a choice. No one's had a choice. In fact, if you couldn't even get a bank account, you were boxed out of this financial system, and you'd have to use high fee things like Western Union to send money back to second and third world countries. And it was really prohibitive and really discriminatory and really not fair. That all changes with something called DeFi, or decentralized finance. And it's a blockchain-based way of having an open and public ledger where also all the fees are transparent. And for someone who worked in these industries for so long, we make money on charging fees you can never see. And that's why these financial centers are so big. And they estimate that $9 trillion per year are pulled out of your finances based on these large banks and these large institutions as they basically stick it to the little guy. They basically exploit you and pull away your freedom of choice. But all of this changes with DeFi because now your finances are decentralized and you can start making choices and actually get more involved in what your money really means. And I think so many of us obsess about money. When I get enough money, I'll make it. I think it's because we don't really understand our money. We don't even understand how our money works for us in our banks and insurance companies and mortgages. And I think by connecting it to it in a DeFi sense, first of all, you're going to have more freedom. You're going to own that information. You'll have more choices. You'll have less fees. And this is a future of freedom that I see that I want to be a part of. And so, as I said, me and my team are going all in on this. And I want to invest in these future infrastructures and be part of this financial freedom revolution that's happening right now. Again, I started working in the banking sector 30 years ago, and I've been so impressed with this sector. It's grown at an 88 times rate in the last year, and some of the innovation is absolutely off the chart. And it's being done with people all over the world. No longer is this restricted to the Goldman Sachs's and the JP Morgans and the Royal Bank of Scotland's. Anybody can be involved. And so if you're curious about DeFi, if you want to be a part of this groundbreaking infrastructure and what I'm calling the greatest dislocation of wealth in human history, then join me in my brand new DeFi Academy. There's a link below. Applications are now open, but I'm being very selective. This is not for cryptocurrency day traders. This is not for people who like to go on forums and talk about blockchain. These are people that really want to invest in the future and empower other people to take control of their financial freedom. So click the link below or go to londonreal.tv/DeFi, DEFI. Submit your application. I'm going to take a small group of people through my DeFi Accelerator starting in a few weeks. And I look forward to you being part of the process. And I can't wait to give financial freedom back to the people. This is an important thing to our core mission here at London Real, and I couldn't be more excited. So thank you so much. Leave me your comments below. Also, leave me your comments on what you want me to talk about in the DeFi space, because I'll be doing these vlogs every single day going forward. Thank you.